What is up, everybody? Cliff Ravenscraft here, coming to you with a reflection from the front porch. At least that's what I'm calling these. This is something I've been doing brand new. I started 2 days ago on Facebook live streaming. Just came out to the front porch. It was a beautiful day, gorgeous skies and nice breeze. And I'm like, man, this is beautiful. And I decided to go in and get my selfie stick, throw my phone on here, and I fired up Facebook live stream, and I did a reflection from the front porch. I called it that. I was just like reflecting on the week that I had in Nashville attending my friend Ray Edwards' event. And it was an incredible time, and the live stream that I did was absolutely awesome. It was 17 minutes long. I had no idea what I was going to share in that live stream. I just knew that I had some things on my mind, and I felt like whatever I had on my mind, if I just put words to it, it would help me process the week that I had, the weekend that I had in Nashville. And I thought maybe it might be beneficial to others to have those thoughts spoken out loud. And I was right. Yeah, the feedback that I got from that reflection from the front porch video on live stream was amazing. And so I'm like, hey, this is awesome. I love this. And then the very next day, yesterday, I did another one. And it went over extremely well also. Again, not thinking ahead of time what I'm going to say, but just reflecting, just what's on my mind and what do I have planned for the day, or what does God have planned for the day. And also just, I love the idea of starting my day relaxed, laid back, and not worrying about what the day ahead has in store for me. I don't know about you, but I'm one of those guys that from time to time I do check my email on my phone in the morning. I'm not ashamed of that. I know that some people say that you should never do that. Whatever. I check my email on my phone from time to time. I have not checked it today, by the way. But I'm not saying that as a badge of honor. I just haven't. But with that being said, I tend to be one of those guys that I might not be as motivated to get my day started. I love the work that I do, but sometimes I'm just not as motivated as I am other days. And I check my email, and all of a sudden there's a couple fires to put out. Do you guys know what I mean when I say that? A couple fires to put out. And so knowing that there's a couple fires to put out, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to go take care of this right away. And sometimes I'm tempted to go and put that fire out before heading to the gym, which is a no-no in my book. Although it has happened a couple times, but I still get my workout in later in the day. But that alters my day, and I don't like that. But sometimes I actually look forward to that little motivation of solving a problem or putting a fire out, because it just gets me into, it clicks me into work mode. It clicks me into productivity mode and take action mode, and I get a lot of things accomplished when that happens. But I also realize that, I can also work from a sense of rest and peace. And that's one of the things that I learned from a gentleman by the name of Andy Mason. I met him at the Copywriting Academy live event that Ray Edwards put on. Andy Mason is the founder of a company called Heaven in Business, and just had a great opportunity to connect with him over the course of a couple days in Franklin, Tennessee. And I read his book, or I should say I listened to his audiobook. I have his physical book as well. I think it's called God at Work or something like that. Just look up Andy Mason in Amazon and look for Andy Mason, God at Work. I'm pretty sure that that's what it's called. Anyway, but this idea of working from rest, it's not like, okay, so I know that I can work hard and get things done and push the needle forward. I know there are things that I can do to quote unquote make things happen. But I also know that God can bring blessings of all sorts, including financial, without me striving or even doing anything. And I don't think I don't think that God desires for me to live a life of either of those extremes. And I tended to be the type of person who would lean towards the extreme of I have to do everything. I have to make things happen. I have to do this all is on my shoulders. And occasionally there are times when, yeah, I'm tempted to say, you know what, I don't want to do anything. God, please just do it for me. Make things happen. And I've seen both work. I have. I have seen both work, but I don't think that's what God wants for me. I think what God wants for me in my business is for me to experience the relationship that I have with Him throughout my day. And one thing I know, when I say, what do I mean by experience my relationship with Him? I mean, I was going to say experience His presence and feel His presence, sense His presence, know that He's here with me. And I guess what I'm saying is that when I am aware, I'm a believer. I mean, obviously, you guys know this, right? If you didn't before, you know now. But here's the thing. I believe that God is always present with us. But here's what I know. When I take time to be aware of His presence, to be aware, I feel peace. There may be some things that are in my email inbox that are like these people have urgent things that they desperately want right away, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to go take care of that. And the question is do I have to go take care of that at 6 o'clock in the morning, or would 10:30 in the morning be just as sufficient? And the question also is, do I need to feel a sense of urgency and what's the word? Not stress, anxiety over how am I going to solve this issue? Or can I continue on with what I would have done that morning or this today? Can I continue to enjoy the opportunity to spend my time with my family unaltered and unaffected by the fires that need to be put out? Can I continue to go to the gym and take care of myself physically and mentally not even think about those urgent tasks? And I understand why some people say, oh, that's why you should never check your email. That's why you should never. And, you know, I've heard those things, and I don't agree with them personally. I don't check my email every morning when I wake up, but when I do, I like to see what kind of things are in store for the day. Sometimes I like it, you know, this whole idea of having the principle, thou shalt never check thy mail. You should never check your mail before 10 a.m. or before your scheduled time. I get that, and I love that. And there are times when I say, hey, I am not going to do that. So I do that from time to time, but it's not a lifelong rule that you should never do this. There are times that I have found that this has happened, where I get up in the morning and I'm doing my morning routine. I'm checking my email with the intention, before I check my email, I'm going to sit back and enjoy breakfast with the family. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to work out. And I'm going to also go and run this one errand and just kind of just relax a little bit. And then I'm going to get started at 10:30 in the morning. You know, that's when I'm officially going to enter my office to start doing my work. And the thing is I might check my email, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, crud. And I feel that instant response inside of me. It's like, oh, that needs to be taken care of. And there's that temptation to go and instantly run downstairs and take care of that problem and put off all those other things. But there have been many times when instead of doing that, I'm like, oh, okay, you know what? I definitely need to figure out how I'm going to handle this situation. But I need some time to think about it. I don't have the solution right now. I don't know how I want to respond to this person's email. or I don't know how to communicate I don't even know what I don't even know how I want to respond to that. Do I want to live up to their expectations that may or may not be unrealistic? How far do I want to go into the woods with what is their urgent situation and stuff like that? And sometimes I just need some time to process it. And there have been times where it's been a good thing for me to see that email at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, and go to the gym, and I'm not even mentally consciously thinking about it, and then all of a sudden at the gym I'm working out, and the thought occurs to me, this is what I want to do. And then I go and head back home and take a shower, get ready for the day, and I enter into the office at 10:30 when I thought I would. And when I sit down and I actually see that email on my desktop version of my email system, and I sit down at the keyboard, I'm already ready to type, and I'm ready to give the response, and I'm ready with confidence and peace about what I want to share, because I had time to process. And so that actually was a good thing that I checked the email that morning. And so, but more than anything, what I find is that I love the idea of processing my thoughts and feelings and emotions and my expectations for the day. And I've been enjoying the last 2 days of sitting out here on the front porch, and I've been blessed that the last 2 days and including today, there's sunshine and the birds are tweeting and it's not too hot and humid. It's just gorgeous out here. But I'm wondering if I would even do this when it rains. And I don't want to turn this into a ritual or routine or an obligation either. I will only do this as often as I desire and feel led to do it. But the last couple days, what I've been enjoying about this is the fact that I can sit out here and start my day. And trust me, there's a lot that needs to be done today. But I'm starting my day with just processing what's on my mind, what are my priorities, and why do I enjoy coming out here and sitting on this porch and sharing my thoughts in a video form. Now, another thought that occurred to me as I was brushing my teeth and getting ready after I got out of the shower this morning, what is it that I wanted to share today? And I know I don't want to actually come here with a big list. In fact, I was tempted to write down some things. But I do feel led to share some things with you if you're still watching 12 minutes and 42 seconds into this thing. And that is, number one, don't always do what other people do. Instead, learn why people do what they do. Make yourself a student of understanding why people do the things that they do. I'm a huge fan of Tony Robbins and a lot of the things that he teaches. I've benefited tremendously by several of the things that he shares. Just motivational, inspirational thoughts of the day kind of stuff. And one of the things that Tony is known for saying is, like, he says, listen, find somebody who is doing life at a level that you want to do, or achieving success in an area of life that you want to achieve success in. All right, find somebody who is doing what you want to do, and then go and do what they do. See what they do, and then and repeat. Do the things that they do. And I get that. I know the heart of that message, and I definitely agree with it to a certain point, but I think there is a fundamental flaw if you just take that statement and run with it all on your own. And the fundamental flaw is that you don't want to just go find somebody who's operating at a certain level in their journey of life and whatever it is you want to succeed in, and just finding what they do and then copying it. Instead, what you want to do is you want to understand, you want to find those people, and you want to figure out why is it they're doing what they're doing, and then ask yourself, should I do this? Okay, so you don't want to just copy what they're doing. You want to say, why did they decide to do this? Why are they doing that instead of something else? I see this a lot in internet business. I see a lot of people saying, I'm going to create an online Facebook community because Amy Porterfield had those folks from which, the 9 to 5 people, quit the 9 to 5 or screw the 9 to 5, whatever their online brand is. I heard that interview, And right after that interview, where they talked about their massive success and having an online Facebook community and how that's growing their business and their greatest source of lead generation, yeah, and all this other stuff. And the next thing I know, all the other people who heard this, I heard them all saying, well, I'm going to create a Facebook online community. And I'm like, okay, but have you thought about asking those people and figuring out why did they choose that over other things? Have you thought about asking them and finding out what their mindset is? Why are they drawn to that? Why did they, learning why. Okay, so that's the whole idea of what I'm talking about. So what I want to share with you is this. So first of all, the first 12 minutes or so of this video is why is Cliff sitting on the front porch in the morning and recording his thoughts without much thought about what goes into it, especially when I have to later today come up with content for a podcast episode. Why aren't I just sitting down in my studio recording my podcast? I mean, some of this stuff would be great content for my podcast, but why? And that's what I shared. That was the first 12 minutes of this video, is that's why I'm doing this. Now the next thing is why am I sharing this today, the third day of doing this reflections from the front porch? Why am I doing it using my iPhone's built-in video camera mode instead of Facebook live stream? And that's kind of what I want to share with you next, if you guys are still interested in a lengthy reflections from the front porch video here. And the thing is that over the last 2 days, I found that at least the first one, 2 days ago, would have made a perfect vlog post. Vlog it's just basically like video blog. But anyway, I know most of you know that, but I'm just saying it for the folks who don't. And trust me, if you think there are people out there that have no idea what a vlog is, you're crazy. There are people, and it's one of the reasons why you underestimate the value that you have. Some of the most basic things that you understand, you have to. I've learned from doing this for 12 years that the most basic of things that you think that everybody knows, trust me, there are people out there who are like, what's a vlog? I've never heard of vlog before. Of course, we've all heard about vlog, but not everyone has, and that's okay. And it's not a stupid question when we think, well, I don't need to talk about that. Sometimes you do. Anyway, these birds up here like fighting each other midair. That's awesome. Where was I? Oh, so the 2 days ago would have been a perfect vlog entry for YouTube. It's something that in Facebook Live, by the way, Facebook Live allows me to record a video right from my phone, and it's instantly there. People can be watching live. There's the interaction and all that other stuff. I'm less likely to start over. By the way, this is my third attempt at recording this, and I kind of got about 18-20 seconds into 2 different versions of this before, and I didn't like how I started it. With Facebook Live, one of the benefits is that once you hit live, that you've got a live audience that's being built, and so you don't want to just stop and throw those people off your live stream. So there's a benefit of having that live. There's the benefit of potential live interaction on Facebook Live. Another benefit of Facebook Live is that they give you preferential treatment inside of the news feed when you're live. It tells like everybody who's your friend and following you, it's like, hey, Cliff Ravenscraft is live right now. Put you right on top. Whereas if I actually had this as a video, which I'm doing today, one of the drawbacks of doing what I'm doing today is that I'm recording it on my phone and I don't have the live audience, and so I have started this 3 different times. And so I'm kind of missing out on that benefit. I am missing out on the benefit of somebody in the comments as I'm streaming. I don't have that going today, and so I don't have the immediate feedback. As a matter of fact, it would have been nice if somebody says, "Hey, Cliff, what is a vlog?" Okay, but anyway, so there's that. I don't have that going for me, and so the question is, why am I not broadcasting this on Facebook? Oh, and another thing is even the replay and the shareability. Again, even the playback of live video, I think, gets preferential treatment on Facebook. So I'm not getting any of that. When I upload this to Facebook, when I upload it, it's going to hit just as much as if I uploaded an image, a photo, and stuff like that, and it's going to filter up to the top for a certain percentage of my audience, nowhere near as much as if it was live. Through the course of the day, Facebook is going to drop this thing down as far as whether or not people start to see it, and within 2 or 3 days, this video will probably never be seen again on Facebook. And that would happen over time with Facebook Live, but not as fast. So why am I recording this today this way? And the reason is that I want to be able to archive some of these things for archival purposes on YouTube. I want my kids to be able to see some of my vlog posts, and I know that they could go through my Facebook timeline. That stuff's gonna live forever, but forever as long as Facebook lives, and trust me, I don't believe Facebook will be here forever. But the other thing that I wanted to say, I forgot to put my notifications on. Hold on, I'm getting tweet notifications from people. Anyway, but the thing is if people want to go through my Facebook timeline later, if my kids want to go through my Facebook timeline, they have to see all of my status updates, all of everything. But with like YouTube, for example, I have a playlist that's just my vlog posts. It's outside of all the other tutorials and stuff like that I do on YouTube. So there is an archive of just vlog posts, and I kind of like the idea of having my vlogs over there. Not to mention the fact that I have 7,000 subscribers on YouTube over at youtube.com/Cliff Ravenscraft. That'll take you there. youtube.com/Cliff Ravenscraft. Anyway, so I have an entire audience over on YouTube that's not benefiting or getting to hear the insights or the reflections that I'm sharing here that I had been sharing on the Facebook Live. Now, I know that Facebook Live allows you to download your video afterwards and stuff like that, but the quality and the resolution is so low, especially if you're recording from your front-facing camera on your iPhone, like I do. But at least here, this front-facing camera in the actual video app on my iPhone is 720p. So it's HD resolution, and it would work well on YouTube. And I figure after I finish this, if I needed to, I could even edit this. I'm not going to today, by the way. I've got too many things that are on my plate for me to do, and this one's just going to go up. I know it's a lengthy YouTube video for those of you watching on YouTube. But I'm going to upload this to YouTube as a vlog post, and I'm going to upload it to Facebook. And I'm going to see how this video does. Now, this one, I don't feel like the message here today is at the same quality as what I did with that first reflections from the porch, from the front porch. But anyway, I decided today I'm going to record this in higher quality. The other benefit here is that I'm going to have the HD version archived on my hard drive. So I have Dropbox that I keep all of my archived stuff in, and I have a content. It's actually called Content Archives, I think, or something. Archived content archives. What is it called? Anyway, I have a folder for content, and it has all of my different podcasts, and it has all the MP3s in it, and then it has all my vlog posts, and this will get archived. And so I like the idea of recording this locally and then uploading it, even though I'm missing out on some of the benefits of doing these live. But that's why. So it's not just this is what I'm doing, now go do it. And by the way, I'm not even encouraging you to do this. If you're inspired to do it, whatever, that's fine. But I just wanted to share with you what I'm thinking about what I'm doing. So why am I out here on the front porch when it's 24 minutes into this? I could have started work 24 minutes ago. I could have 24 minutes worth of emails responded to at this point. And I could be 24 minutes closer to actually recording this week's episode of the Cliff Ravenscraft Show, and 24 minutes closer to creating some sort of update for my weekly podcast newsletter, which you can get at podcastanswerman.com/newsletter, by the way. I could be 24 minutes closer to all of those things, but yet I just felt like I should come out here and process my thoughts. And that's what I love doing. resting in the relationship that I have with God, being aware of His presence and the fact that He's got the rest of my day all worked out. And it's not like I'm going to sit back and expect Him to pull off miracles and I don't have to do anything. I've seen Him do that before, but I don't think that's what He desires for me. On maybe some occasions, okay? But for the most part, and I don't think He expects me to just jump and rush straight into my day. You know, just expecting me to make everything all work out and come together. It's through my own effort. But just the last 3 days, including today, and I don't know if I'll come back tomorrow or anytime in the future, but right now I just feel led to just say, hey, let's reflect. Let's think about this. Let's be aware of the fact that God and I together, my Father in heaven and I together, we're going to approach all the things that are waiting for me. When I enter the front door of this house, walk downstairs into my office, and approach my day. Anyway, those are my reflections from the front porch. And until next time, my friends, I encourage you to take everything you do to the next level.